Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Ticking Clock, your home for entertainment, politics, sports news, and everything in between. Before we dive into today's breaking news, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support keeps this platform alive. After 40 long days of a partial government shutdown that stretched nerves and strained millions of Americans, the U.S. Senate finally broke through the gridlock late Sunday night and moved the nation closer to reopening the federal government. In a tense late-night session that unfolded minute by minute under the glare of cameras, senators advanced a short-term funding bill that could restore operations as early as this week. The motion required 60 votes to move forward. After days of uncertainty, negotiations, and intense pressure from the public, the motion passed, a rare bipartisan shift after weeks of inaction. The bill that advanced in the Senate is a temporary funding measure designed to keep the government running through January. Lawmakers have been stuck in a stalemate over broader budget disputes and policy disagreements, especially surrounding healthcare subsidies under the Affordable Care Act and funding rules tied to SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. The impasse had already caused devastating impacts, from delayed paychecks to halted government services and uncertainty surrounding food assistance for struggling families. What made Sunday night's vote remarkable was that 8 Democrats joined Republicans to move the bill ahead. Their uncommon defection demonstrated just how heavy the pressure had become. The senators who crossed the aisle included Dick Durbin of Illinois, Catherine Cortez Masto and Jackie Rosen of Nevada, Tim Kaine of Virginia, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Maggie Hassan and Jean Shaheen of New Hampshire, and Independent Angus King of Maine. Their message was clear. Even if policy disagreements still exist, the American people could not continue to be held hostage by political stalemates. For weeks, Senate Democrats insisted that any temporary funding bill must also protect ACA premium tax credits, a financial lifeline that helps millions afford health insurance. Without these credits, insurance premiums could spike dramatically. Republicans resisted linking those subsidies to reopening the government, arguing that the only job of any immediate bill should be getting the government back online. In the end, Democrats accepted a compromise, a commitment to hold a future vote on the subsidy issue rather than attaching it to the bill right now. Some lawmakers expressed frustration, but others said reopening the government was more urgent than maintaining leverage. For people outside Washington, this isn't just politics. The shutdown triggered real consequences. Some SNAP recipients had already begun seeing interruptions or confusion in their monthly benefits. The Department of Agriculture warned states not to issue additional emergency SNAP funding and reminded state agencies that improper payments could mean financial penalties. This intensified anxiety among low-income families who rely on assistance to put food on the table. Veterans seeking medical appointments, families needing passport services, and small businesses waiting for federal loans all felt the impact. Some federal employees had gone without paychecks, and many contractors knew they would never be reimbursed for lost income. The longer the shutdown continued, the more pressure built from the public, governors, unions, and advocacy groups. The Senate's procedural vote Sunday evening changed the tone. Instead of stalemate, there was movement. Instead of blame, there was progress. Lawmakers left the chamber with an understanding that reopening the government was not optional. It was a responsibility. At the same time, the White House added complexity to the negotiations. President Donald Trump floated the idea of rerouting healthcare subsidies to health savings accounts rather than paying them directly to insurance companies. That suggestion stirred debate among lawmakers about whether the proposal represented innovation or instability, and whether it would affect millions relying on ACA subsidies. While the idea did not directly change the outcome of Sunday's vote, it loomed in the background as senators weighed political consequences, budget limits, and public expectations. Senate leadership made it clear that although the bill advanced, hurdles remain. The Senate must continue the amendment process, debate spending levels, and approve final language. Once those steps are complete, the bill may return to the House for final approval before it goes to the President's desk. The earliest possible reopening could happen later this week, assuming no senator blocks procedural steps along the way. And yes, one senator has the power to cause delays. The House is preparing for rapid movement as well. Members have been told to be ready with only 36 hours' notice to return for voting, signaling that leaders are trying to move quickly to avoid further disruption to the public. If everything aligns, Senate passage, House vote, and presidential signature, government agencies could begin restarting operations almost immediately. Republicans argue they are protecting fiscal discipline and trying to pass long-term spending bills rather than short-term patches. Democrats who supported Sunday's vote say they acted to protect families, reopen offices, and end a shutdown that had gone on far too long. Critics on the left worry that allowing the bill to advance without immediate guarantees on healthcare subsidies risks losing leverage. Supporters respond that people's lives cannot be bargaining chips. Across the nation, frustrations have grown. Federal workers spoke openly about missing rent payments. Airport workers reported disruptions. SNAP beneficiaries described feeling anxious, unsure if they would have groceries next month. In that context, Sunday night's vote was less about political wins and more about restoring stability to daily life. The coming days will reveal whether progress holds or evaporates. Negotiators will continue refining funding language, policy riders, and amendment priorities. Senate leaders called for cooperation while acknowledging that disagreements will persist. Democrats vowed to continue fighting for healthcare protections even after the government reopens. Republicans emphasized their commitment to long-term appropriations aligned with their spending goals. Everyone agreed on one thing: the country cannot afford another shutdown this soon. The eyes of the country now turn to Congress once again. Will leaders seize this momentum and deliver a final deal? Or will political pressure fracture the fragile coalition that formed Sunday night? Either way, millions of Americans are waiting for paychecks, for basic services, and for proof that their government can function. Thanks for listening to Ticking Clock. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss updates on this evolving story. Your support keeps this platform independent and able to bring you news from multiple sources, straight and unfiltered. Share this video, drop your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned. We'll keep you informed as the situation develops.